Welcome everyone. I'm Shweta Benkaria and my student ID number is MVS3032 and my group number is Melbourne 3. Today we will walk you through our cybersecurity project for Portside Business College's Finance Department. The first slide is the project overview. This project was designed in response to a real-world phishing incident and covers our analysis, planning, and network control implementations. The finance department was identified as a high-risk area due to its access to sensitive financial data, including payroll and vendor records. The objective was to evaluate and improve their overall security posture. This presentation reflects our end-to-end approach, starting from a human-triggered incident and ending in solidified security procedures. We will begin with the incident that triggered this entire assessment. Moving through the next slides is the objectives. Our main goals for the project were to identify both behavioral and technical vulnerabilities, to build preventive and responsive mechanism against phishing and social engineering, to audit the entire network architecture, especially routers and switches for security compliance, and finally to reinforce internal communication processes and cybersecurity awareness. As noted by Hednighi 2018, most phishing attempts are designed to exploit human emotions. Our goal was to address both the technical infrastructure and the human component. The incident summary. The incident began with a deceptive email that appeared to be from IT support. It urged the user Kelly to verify her account credentials via a suspicious link. She complied, unknowingly entering her login credentials on a spoofed page. Fortunately, the IT department was able to detect and stop unusual logins before serious damage occurred. However, this highlighted the ease with which an attacker could breach internal systems not by brute force, but by manipulating human trust. Zhao Corridiani and Crumballs 2022.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gopal, and my student ID is the ENEC 8003. Hope you are all fine and good. So my slide is presenting the thread analysis. So this was a phishing attack designed to steal login details by the using social engineering. Uh, there are some clear warning signs. First one is the urgent tone pressures. This one is urgent tones is generally pressure the readers. Second one is the suspicious link that didn't match our usual company domains. Third one is the it lacks of a proper internet details or personal content. Uh, in the 2018, we can saw Hednage notes the attackers often use fear and urgency to risk the people into the making quick decisions. And in the 2021, we also see the Wu and Ma also point out that the social engineering is so effective because it targets people's not just technology. So the next slide is the gives the information about the security policy summary. So firstly, we make a formal security policy specific to unsolicited IT communications. This policy will be applied to all department, which includes financial staff and mandates strict verification of any IT related request through approved internal channels. These guidelines is also including training recommendations and risk awareness tactics to build a proactive security cultures, which was is highlighted in the 2016 by the Pilter. So the next slide gives the information about the policy feedback and revisions. So we gather the feedback from our team and use it to enhance the policy. The key improvements include the adding sample phishing emails, outlining clear escalation steps, and reinforcing the need for staff training. This collaborative approach is aligned with the real-world cybersecurity policy development with the best practice recommended by the NIST. So the next slide gives the information about the risk management plan overview. So as a part of our technical measures, we develop a risk management plan that categorize all financial departments assets. Important data like payrolls and vendor information were marked by a high priority. and staff responsibility during incidents were clearly outlined. The plan is reviewed twice a year and after any major events, following the best practice from the adaptive risk framework such as NIST 80037. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Jamish Kumar Donda and I will be presenting the next section of our cybersecurity strategy. So let's begin with slide 8, key asset classifications. We have categorized our core IT assets based on their importance to the system. The finance server is rated high as it contains critical financial data. The BBC router is also high since it manages the flow of all network traffic. Switches are considered medium while they don't store data directly. If misconfigured, they could be used as entry points. And the last one is the roaming profiles are high as well because they store user credential across multiple systems. This is based on the Vijayalakshmi et al. 2020. Identifying and prioritizing assets is a crucial first step in cybersecurity planning. So let's move to the next slide. So next slide. Moving on slide 9, incident response plan highlights. Our plan outlines key procedures in event of security incident. We maintain a device checklist that includes verifying active services, open ports, IP addresses, and credential security. So all incidents are to be reported through Microsoft Teams or internal email. Only the IT support team is responsible for the escalation and resolution. The plan is reviewed biannually or after every any breach as per NIST SP 861 revision number 2 guidelines. So let's move to the next part. So next part is device audit summary. We conducted an initial audit of this department's core network devices. The BBC router was found to be compliant with most policies. The switches showed some gaps, which is incomplete port security, unused ports were left open, MAC address filtering was not implemented. There are typical oversights in static configuration, and if ignored, can pose some serious vulnerabilities. So now let's move to the next slide, which is applied network controls. Following the audit, we implemented the necessary security measures, enabled port security and set MAC address limits on all switches, disabled unused ports to reduce the attack surface, verified trunk and access mode configuration for proper VLAN segmentation. These actions significantly reduce internal and external risk and established a more robust layer defense system. That concludes my section of the presentation, and rest will be presented by Bhumit. So that's all. Thank you.
Hi, myself Umit, and now I will move forward from this slide. So first, all networks components have been brought in line with our internal security policies. This ensures that every system follows a consistent and the compliant figuring and reducing the gaps between the attacks and good exploit. Next, we will focus on reducing the credential theft by introducing the target training and identify their verification practices. We have significantly lowered the risk of components accountability due to phishing. Another major improvement is the device hiding. It means that removing the unnecessary software, disable the unnecessary ports, and the implementation of the strike configuration. And lastly, as highlighted by the Elmoni and Hussain and Pujara in 2022, we have updated the layer security approach. This historic the model ensure that even if one the control fails, other are in a place to protect the system. Now I will talk about the key challenges that we faced and the lesson that we learned from them. First, we found that the human error continued to be the one of the biggest cyber security risk. regarding of the technology in place. To address this, we learned that having a clear procedures and policies help staffs following security best practices more consistently. We also saw that regular policy reviews greatly improve the clarity and the quality of the documents, making the processes easier to follow. In last, the technical audits were useful in the identify the configuration drift and the missed update. So overall, by doing this lesson, have the help us tighten our procedure and the boost security awareness. Now I will talk about the team contribution that we made for this project. We made sure that each and every team member had clearly defined tasks so that responsibilities were fairly distributed. Key activities like drafting, auditing, and revising we done together, which helps maintaining consistency and quality. By staying aligned and communicating regularly, we were made to execute the project more smoothly. Also, we took peer feedback review seriously. This feedback led to practical improvements and insight that strengthen our final output. So now I will talk about the conclusion that we made from this project. So our main takeaway is that phishing awareness and network security requires a consistent attention and updates to stay ahead of threats. We also saw that security policies are only truly effective when they are regularly maintaining and following practice, not just written down. This project also shares us some valuable collaboration, which plays a big role in improving both our policies and our network system. Finally, ongoing audits and the staff training are essential for keeping the system resilient and secure. So now these are the references which we use to make our project successful, which includes the research papers. Thank you.